When we think of forgery, we think of signing somebody else's signature to a document. And that's kind of a classic example of forgery. It's certainly one example of forgery. But in California law, the definition of forgery is actually much broader. Really, anytime you create or use or alter a written document for the purpose of defrauding somebody else, then you could be charged with a forgery. For example, if you write a bad check, even in your own name, and you know you don't have the funds to cover it, that's an example of forgery. If you sort of create a phony lottery ticket, that can be an example of forgery. If you submit wrongful unemployment insurance claims, when in fact you're saying that you had not been working, when in fact you had been working, that's an example of forgery. Again, anytime you use a written document to try to defraud somebody. Now, forgery it's a serious crime. If you're convicted as a felony, you could go to prison for several years. Perhaps the worst part of a forgery conviction is it gives you a permanent criminal record, and it looks really bad on your record. When you apply for a job in the future and an employer does a background check, as every employer does these days, and sees that you've been convicted of forgery, they stop and wonder, is this person dishonest? Is this person corrupt? Can I really entrust this person with money and my business? And it can make it very difficult to secure employment. And that said, forgery cases are often very easy to defend. A lot of times the prosecution has to rely on written documents that are difficult to authenticate and can be very ambiguous, and proving their case can be very difficult. So if you're charged with a forgery, I encourage you to call us. Let's sit down, let's look at all the evidence, let's see what we can do to get the charges reduced or dismissed.